Good evening. Welcome back to According to Bedtime Stories. This week we're doing episode what is it? This is 13, where I will be reviewing chapter 15 and 16 of A Savage and His Lady. Yes, y'all. Yes. I know Instagram, I'm on here late. I'm including y'all in this in the bedtime cocktail portion and the beginning portion, but if you want to see the full book review for chapter 14 and 15 and 16, go to my according to Akara Bedtime Stories on YouTube, and I'll be posting that later on in the week. So go there and catch up, okay? Because this book, when I tell you, it has been plot twist and plot twist every chapter. Okay, when I tell you it started off with scandal, and every chapter there's a scandal. Lord have mercy. I had to actually stop myself from reading on to 17 and 18 and just finishing the book. Okay, because I want to give it to you like I do. I read my book chapter by chapter, and then I give you my commentary each week with the bedtime story. Now, where we left off in chapter 14 was De Niro had devised a plan to take Nitro on out of here, onto the ancestral plane. That's where they're going. And but De Niro gets caught up. He goes to jail for some bullshit scheme. I said the word that his hoe Corey devised to get him locked up. You know what I'm saying? So he was locked up. So he had a different plan that child, which included Kyra, and she is pregnant. But she's about 5 months pregnant, 6 months pregnant, 4 or 5 months pregnant. Child. So he got her in on the plan to take out her baby daddy. Child. If y'all don't understand what we're talking about here, y'all, go to According to Bedtime Stories on YouTube, catch up, find, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or better yet, buy the book. It's on Amazon. I got this off of Amazon. A former co-worker of mine, her cousin wrote this book. And child. Juicy. It's juicy. So before we go on into chapter 15 and 16, let's get into this bedtime cocktail. Tonight, I am doing an old-fashioned modified. Now, normally old-fashioned entails having a whiskey, right? But child, not tonight. Not tonight, y'all. Tonight, we're going to use tequila. Now, I would have done a Mexican old-fashioned, but it has some ingredients that I didn't have at the house. The only thing I had was I had got this spirit, and I really didn't have any time to go to the store and search for the other ingredients I need to make an official Mexican old-fashioned. So I'm just going to do my regular old-fashioned recipe with tequila. Now, the spirit of the night is Austral. I will put a clear picture in the edited version here of this bottle. I find that when it comes to tequila, you can't get no $10 bottle of no tequila. Not if you want to stay classy. Okay. Now, if you're willing to reach down and get a little trashy, you can find a $10 bottle, maybe. Okay, even the bottom shelf tequilas run you a good $14, $15. Okay, I got this a straw Blanca here for how much? For $21 with tax. It was $21 for this. Okay, for this Blanca. Now, just a little thing for me. I like the clear tequila or the white tequila, they call it, whatever. I'm not really a favorite. My favorite really isn't the gold tequila. So it is what it is. We're gonna work with it. So what I do when I get a new spirit that I've never heard of, and that's the other thing. When I feature a tequila on my bedtime cocktails, I like to get brands that people haven't heard of yet. Okay, I could have got Quavo. I sure could have. I could have got a Luna Azul, and I did get that one time before. I could have done Casa Azul. I can get all those brands that people already know about. Dion, or is it Dion? Is that Diddy's brand? I could get that. But y'all already know about this. But what y'all know about a straw? Now, what I normally do when I use a new spirit that I haven't tasted before, child, is I taste it. Let's get into this bottle now. I just literally just took the plastic off the top. See? Oh, for the ASMR. Uh, for some of y'all, that might drive y'all crazy, but from those people who like ASMR, child, it is turning them on, child. No. Okay, so this is really tight in there. There we go. So I'm gonna do a little half a jigger in my glass here, just so that I can take a swig. Now, what's the word I want to say? A good spirit you can drink with unchilled, and you can sip it. Okay, you can sip that. You can sip it. You can sip it. You don't need to add nothing to it. That's the word I want to say. The true test of a good spirit is that you can just fill a glass and just sip and just have a good day, chill out or whatever. Okay? You don't need to mix it. Now we're going to find out a straw. A straw is one of those tequilas. It is not. Or is it? Well, first of all, first thing I felt the heat on my tongue. It has the aftertaste of medication. But it quickly goes down, but it doesn't burn. I can feel the heat, but it's not like, you don't have to, it's not like getting El Taco or whatever that, or El Paco. I'm trying to think. It was one that has like a little sombrero on as the top. El Toro. That's what it is. El Toro, right? That stuff will burn your hair off. I would be sitting here with no eyebrows right now. But this one, I said, it's not as smooth as Cabo Wabo. That was my very first tequila. A Blanco white tequila. They call it white, but you know, is white wine really white? No, it's actually a tinge of yellow. But this clear tequila, Hmm. Actually, hmm. Hmm. It's not really that bad. I said it wasn't a good one that you could sip, but I'm thinking, hmm, it might be. It might be. Okay. Oh, I mean, hold on. How many? What's the proof on this? What's the proof on this? 40% alcohol. So the regular 80 proof. It's not that. Have you ever had a spirit? When I say a spirit, a liquor that numbs your lips? That's probably a very, very high proof, like the 151. Ooh, child, you talking about numb, but you don't need to have no other, nothing else. Okay, you don't need another glass. You just need one. So this is not bad. I think it would be. It's good in a cocktail though. It'd probably be much better in this old fashioned that I have once I add the simple syrups and the bitters and the cherry garnish and all that stuff. It's gonna be fire. But yes, a true test of your liquor is taste it when it is room temp, unchilled, or rather unchilled with no mixer at all in it. That is the test of a good one. If you can sip on it and it goes down like water, like Ultimate Vodka, okay, and hopefully a new brand will partner up with me and will be featured on the Bedtime Cocktail very soon. Okay. Um, yeah. That's not bad for this was like maybe middle shelf. The high end is you're gonna have to pay 30, 40, 50, 60, $100 for higher cost liquors. Now I'm also one that believes that sometimes liquors are just expensive because they're well known. Okay. People start talking about throwing bottles up in their videos, talking about a straw. You do TikTok dance with a straw. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, the price of this vodka, I mean this tequila will go skyrocket. But anyway, let's get into making this old fashioned. Okay, this old fashioned using tequila. It is not a Mexican old fashioned because the Mexican old fashioned includes a mezcal and agave nectar. I'm not using it. I'm just doing the regular old-fashioned components: simple syrup, bitter Angostura bitter, ice, one big cube of ice, and garnishing it with a cherry. So let's get into making this old-fashioned with this a straw. So what we're going to take is one jigger, which is about 2 ounces of vodka. Oh, you like that? That pop that. Okay. Pour that in your glass. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now I only sipped it to taste it. It was really good. It was good. I would probably only use this for mixer though. It's nothing like Luna Azul. Luna Azul is excelente. Okay. Now I am looking at Instagram here, so you'll see me looking down here. I do have one person here. Thank you for being in here. I appreciate your viewership. Okay, now because I got these little plastic containers that normally you put ketchup or mustard in the store. I'm using it for my simple syrup. If you don't know how to make simple syrup, this is homemade simple syrup. It's really easy. I put the instructions in videos a long time ago. Go to According to AKARA-Bedtime stories, and those who are watching this, you already here. Go back and watch some of the old videos, and I'll tell you how to make your own simple syrup, and it's very simple. Okay, so we're gonna put about, I usually like to eye it, but this time I'm going to put maybe like a half a jigger, which is it's about 1 ounce of simple syrup. Okay. And then I got these little plastic containers from the Dollar Tree because I didn't want to pay $15 for the big cube trays, specifically for old fashions or drinks that you just want on ice. The bigger the ice, the slower the dissolving of it into your cocktail. So, and when you're talking about old fashions, that's the type, or even just if you want this straight. Now, I put in the last video or the video before this the difference between straight and neat, and I already forgot the difference. But one means that it's been chilled, and one means that it's straight. It's straight up, no ice. Okay. So you're going to put this large cube of ice, or put a large cube of ice, maybe a little more smoother than what I just did. Okay. And what you're going to do is take you a spoon. If you have a bartender spoon, that's awesome. If not, you're just going to stir this up here. You're going to stir it up. Just let that ice chill, and mixing up the simple syrup and the spirit together. You're gonna, I know I should be a little more, but I'm not a bartender. I didn't go to school for bartending. So it's a smoother way to do this, and I ain't doing it smooth at all. I am fumbling. So you just gonna stir that up, chill the spirit. It's already tasting delicious. Ciao. Okay, so I'm gonna get my AKARA bitter, and I'm going to splash a couple of just in there of AKARA into the cocktail. We're gonna put that over to the side because we don't need that no more. And garnish it with a cherry. Get you some Manischewitz cherry, maraschino cherries. These have stems, and I do really like them with stems, to be honest with you. I like to put 2 cherries in mine because I be liking the cherries. And simple as that. A modified old fashioned. Okay? Modified old fashioned. Here we go. Oh yeah, that is good. That is good. This mixed very well with that. Ooh, now I wonder when I get the right ingredients to make the Mexican old fashioned. Child, it's gonna be out of this world. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So there you got it. A modified old fashioned. Cheers to you. And let's get into bedtime stories. Y'all, when I tell you it went down in these 2 chapters, it went down. Okay, so chapter 15 starts off. Let me get to that chapter. Okay, so chapter 15 starts off with Nitro's commentary. They're about to go. This big hit, this big lick that they were been planning on doing for a minute, right? I found out it was a hidden De Niro again. So, or no, not even De Niro. I don't even think he knows it's De Niro. He just knows it's a big hit, and he's all excited about going into it. But as they started getting into going through the motions, it's like, you know, Turk and Lance is like, okay, it's like, so why is it that he got everything in one spot? No, actually, I believe Nitro understands or knows that this is De Niro at this point. He knows it's De Niro. He's like, well, why would he have everything in one spot again? It's like, because he knows, everybody knows that he has it at different spots, so he's trying to change up the game. And it's like, okay. So Nitro started to be suspicious about it, but he didn't think nothing about it. All he knew is he's gonna get this lick, get all this money, and he's about to move to Atlanta. Of course, after Kyra has his baby. Okay. And so they go there, and it's just like it was too easy. And he kept telling himself it's way too easy. But I don't know why he didn't. It's like something suspicious. I mean, he didn't do the Dr. Umar. Is it suspicious? That don't seem suspicious. That don't seem suspicious. But no, he kept going on with the whole thing. He goes, they get the money, get the keys, and they're out. Now, as they were coming out, they knew Kyra is supposed to be the sniper. She's the one that's supposed to take out Nitro. And she's in the apartment, an abandoned apartment across the street, ready to take the shot. But as they were going out, nothing. Nothing. So the next thing we come to Kyra's commentation, where she's ready, okay, and I'm assuming she's not laying on her belly because she's pregnant. She's standing there with her sniper rifle, ready to take out her baby daddy. And then all of a sudden, she gets up and she's dragged away. She can't yell. She's trying to kick and get away, but she couldn't. And that's pretty much the end of her commentary. She gets snatched away by an unknown person. And the only other person that might know she was there is David, who was the one who helped them get the counterfeit cash and keys. Okay. So why would he do that? You know what I'm saying? So that happens. So that's the end of her. She gets dragged away, never takes the shot. And then in comes Turk's commentary. He's talking about how they went in, they did the whole thing, and he's kind of waiting for the shot. He's waiting for Nitro to be bleeding out on the ground by the time once they got outside of the home. But child, that is not what happened. They're like, what the hell is going on? So they can't call David, or they can't call or talk about it because they still got homeboy clueless Nitro in the back in the car with the money and then so they wait until they drop him off. He said, yo, I'm gonna come through and get my half later. He's like, okay, cool. Soon as he gets out the car, what the hell? I don't know. Let me call David. And he's not getting the answer. Well, shoot, let me call Kyra. No answer. What's going on? What happened? So they go, and they're starting to take off after they dropped off Nitro, and they get Turk gets a phone call, or is it Lance? One of them, no, Turk gets a phone call, and it's De Niro say, "Yo, come and get me. I just got out. All right, cool. Come scoop me." So they go. It's like, fine, cool, whatever. They go scoop him, and he gets in. De Niro gets in the car, and he's asking, "So how did it go?" Turk is regretting to have to tell him, but he tells him, "Didn't happen. I don't know. I tried to call Kyra. I tried to call David. I don't know what happened." He said, and De Niro getting all hyped, like, "Why? What's going on?" Blah. I said, "Look, I'm just as confused as anyone else." So De Niro tries to call Kyra and David. He's not getting an answer. He's like, "What the hell?" So he calls his sister and says, "Have you haven't seen Kyra, have you?" Said, "Nah, she's been gone for a minute. I'm still over here babysitting Danelle." He's like, "Jen, is everything okay?" "Yeah, everything's fine." He doesn't go into any details with her. So he said, "Take me to the apartment right now." Okay. And so they swing to over to the apartment, and then comes De Niro's commentation. He's like, they go to the apartment. He's not getting no answer from anybody. This is when he calls his sister. He talks about calling his sister. He gets to the apartment building. Is it abandoned? It looks abandoned. He went to the floor that she was supposed to be on, and they find her the gun, the left gun, the phone, her phone, and a bag, or I guess that she had, that was still there. And he's like, "What happened?" It said, "Nah." And then at this point, he's like, "Well, maybe she really couldn't take out. Maybe she's not that loyal. Maybe she chicken out." But the scene suggests that she was taken. Okay. Or at least, I don't know what happened, but something happened. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't find her. He's like tripping. So he didn't want to think the worst, but he doesn't know where Tyra is. So we come to Nitro's commentary. So Nitro is at home counting the money. He's like, "Oh shit." He is excited. Yeah, now he's Birdman handed it. He didn't want, right? They said, "Yeah, he's Birdman handing it right now." And he didn't count the money and the keys. He is hyped. And he's laying on his bed just, "Yeah, my nigga." You know what I'm saying? So he gets a call to his phone, and it's Sin. And he's like, "Hey, what's up, Sin?" He said, "I got somebody that might want to talk to you." And he answers, and he hears Kyra's voice, and she sounds scared. He said, "If you want to see her again, I want everything you got in that heist. All the cash, all the keys, bring it to this address." And so Nitro quickly puts his clothes back on, and he heads out to the address to go get Kyra with the bags, the keys, the cash and keys. So he gets there, and Sin is like, "Yeah, let me see what you got." He said, "Nah, nigga, if you want to see I'm not going to play these games. If you want to see this, I'm going to need to see that Kyra's okay." He said, and then Sin is like, "Nitro, you not in charge of this right now. You not in charge of this. Okay? Go on somewhere. Let me see that you got them cash and keys." And he unzips it and shows it to him. So he goes back to whatever room, and he brings Kyra out. He said, "Okay, now give me my stuff, and I'll let her go." So he he tossed, slid his bag of cash and keys to Sin, and then he pushed on Kyra to him, and he reached out his Nitro reached out his hand, grabbed. She reached for him, and she's in tears, and he's like, "Nigga, I don't know what." Nitro was trying to get a little buck with him. He said, "Whatever." I said, "By the way, the only way I knew where she was. By the way, your girl was plotting. They were setting you up. Okay, her and De Niro was plotting to kill you. You're welcome." Okay, and he was like, he looks at Kyra, takes her the mouth tie. He didn't take it off, but he looks at, "Were you trying to kill me?" And she was like, she didn't say nothing. She was like, "Mm." He said her silence answered the questions. Side note, ladies, and it's usually us, I'm saying ladies, sometimes silence is the answer. Anyway, in this case, her silence was the answer. It's like, ooh. So Nigel's pissed. And he said, "And by the way, Kyra, tell your boy David ain't shit. He's a snake just like Nitro is. Because he was the one who told me where you were. How you think I knew where you were?" Right? And he goes through a whole evil monologue on who, but I'm, and then all of a sudden, pew, pew, everybody's going down. Pew, pew, everybody's going down. Yeah, I am looking for. Boop, boop, boop. Yes. Okay. Pew, pew, everybody's going down. Well, not everybody, but Sin gone. Okay, needless to say. How he was gone, you get the drift. So he's down, and David say he talks too much. By the way, it was all a setup. Everything was a setup. I said, "That's fake money and fake keys, baby." He said, "This is fake?" And then he's like, "Yeah, it looks so real." "Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, they was gonna take you out. You think I was just gonna so he does his monologue. David does his whole monologue on, oh, this is what happened, da da da, right? So he goes into his monologues, and then you hear pop, pop again. And guess who's standing there with a smoking gun? Kyra. Now, for the life of me, why she didn't take out Nitro while he was standing there, I don't know. But she doesn't. She goes on. It's like, "I didn't know that I was supposed to take you out until I was involved in the end." He said, "All right, B. You know what I'm saying? You really love this nigga. You was going to take me out." He said, "Yes, I love him. Yes, I love him. I loved him then. I loved him now. I always will love him. Okay? I hate you. You ain't itch, Nitro. And my son is, I'm going to make sure my son does not grow up like your crazy behind." He said, "I'm going to make sure you won't never see that again." Okay? And then he snatches her up, and he's gone with Kyra. Then the next part in chapter 15 is basically Nitro saying, "F you, bitch. I'm gonna make sure you'll never see De Niro again." And that was the end of chapter 15. Chapter 16 enters 4 months later. Now you know De Niro's sick. He's sick. And it starts off, chapter 16 starts off with De Niro in the bed. Okay. And his sister calling him. And he is like, get up. She was like, get up, get out of bed, get up. I already got. It's time for you to get over this. Like, I need you to get your life back. Come on now. I already took Danelle to school. I mean, to daycare. You need to get up and get out and get something, De Niro. And he doesn't want to because he is depressed. He is nothing. And it goes into detail of how his life, he just felt empty without Kyra. I mean, like, he is sick without her. Like, he's worried, sick. And the last 4 months, he can't figure out where she was. What happened to her? Like, he never thought for a moment that maybe, well, I say the only reason he didn't think Nitro had her was because Turk and Lane's already told him that he was with them the whole time, and it measured out. So he's just sick. He's sick without it. I mean, he's like, oh, what am I doing? You know, he's just really sick. Okay. Totally can't handle. He's like, I can't live with her. She is my rib. Even pushed him to the point of prayer. Okay. So he finally gets out of bed, gets dressed, goes downstairs, and his sister and Lane's is in the kitchen eating breakfast. Denise is eating breakfast, and he like, why don't y'all take that to your place? He said, and he said, she does this. And he knew that his sister is about to get real smart mouth with him. He said, I would once you get yourself together. You can't be in here not doing anything while and making your daughter feel what's wrong with daddy. Okay? You need to get up and get back to life, back to reality, back to... Okay, I heard the beat drop in my head. You know, back to life. If you don't know it, young people, look it up. Okay? Back to life. Back to the... Boom. Anyway, I was like, to reality. That is my senior year. All day 1990. Anyway, so we have him finally getting out of bed, washing, making a barber appointment because he has just been he can't breathe without her. Okay. So he gets up, gets dressed. She said, I'll be able to do it, blah, blah, blah. He ate the breakfast that Denise made for them. And then he was off to the barbershop. And then as he gets in his car, he hears their song, Soon as I get home, I'll make it up to you. Do what I gotta do. Soon as I get home. Anyway, so that he mentions in chapter 16 that that's their song. And then every time that song played, when she left, she came back. He mentioned how she sang that song to him before she went to summer camp, and when they were in middle school, and how she sung that song. The song came on when well, you know what? I'm not going to continue trying to figure out everything. If you want to know all the time, get the book. It's A Savage and His Lady by Kiara Holtz. Go to Amazon, go to a bookstore, find it. Tell somebody, tell a friend, tell a kid. Get themselves up for Kiara, okay? But he goes down all this. When she left, it came on, and she always came back. And he felt like that was a sign that Kyra was coming back. So enough, he's in the car. And he gets a call. No, but did he get a call? Get back. Right. And he ends swearing to take out Nitro for good. So then we got Kyra's commentary. At this point, she's somewhere, she doesn't even know where she is. And she's saying Nitro has got her locked up in a room somewhere she doesn't know. And she's at this point almost ready to give birth. She's a good 9 months pregnant. Good 9 months pregnant. This is 4 months later, yo. And so she hears she's been watching repeats of Love and Hip Hop. She says, "I'm tired of watching TV. I can quote this and get a Grammy award for how I can do it the whole scene." I don't know why she said Grammy, but why'd you say Grammy? Wouldn't it be like a Emmy or something like that? Not a Grammy. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, was she singing in it? A Grammy is for music. Emmys is for like at Emmy, Tonys, it's for acting. Either way, that Grammys is for music and maybe spoken word. Maybe that's what the author wants to say, that she can do the spoken word of Love and Hip Hop, that she can quote it from beginning to end, and she was tired. And then she heard keys on the other side of the door coming in, and it was Gabby, the nurse that Nitro had hired to, kind of give her some prenatal care and while she was pregnant. And, she comes in and she grabs you and said, "Look, I don't know how much Nitro is paying you, but I'll pay you double if I can get out of here. Just do something, slide me a phone, something." She said, I'll try to see what I can get. I'll pay you triple. Kyra promised to pay her triple whatever Nitro was paying. She's like, "I'll see what I can do. But in the meantime, I gotta give you this drug. This what's it? Oxy. It's not oxycodone. It's and I remember because I got that when I was pregnant with my son. It's oxytocin. What this drug helps your contractions to come quicker so that she can have the baby. And Kyra was like, "What you put in me?" And that's when she told her, so that you can start contracting and having this baby. And so they're trying to get her to give birth earlier than the baby's time, but not too early. Remember, she was already full 5 months pregnant anyway. So it was about time for her to give birth. But Nitro had been threatening her, but had been telling her, actually not even threatening, telling her, once this baby is born, okay, you know what I mean. So Gabby is like, "What's taking?" And then Nitro comes in. "What's taking you so long?" I said, "It doesn't take you that long to give her that drug. Come on now." And she's like, and then Kyra, no longer having any fear towards Nitro, is like, I asked her what the hell she's putting in my body. He's like, they have a back and forth. They end their conversation with, "I hate you." And the next scene is several hours, like 3 hours to be specific, later. Kyra wakes up from a dream, or because she goes to sleep dreaming of a better day. You know what I'm saying? And Miss Gabby's coming in to, I guess, checking on her, see how she was doing, and she slipped her a phone. She tells her, "I slipped the phone under your pillow." You know, make sure you give me my money. My number's in there. Make sure you call me to give me my money. And Kyra was thankful, but then she couldn't help but thinking that this bitch ain't nothing but about her bread. Because that's, I mean, she got to be sitting up there taking care of you and not reporting the fact that there's a pregnant woman in wherever she is. You know what I'm saying? So she's like thankful, and so then she starts feeling the pain. Like, oh, she said, yeah. And Gabby basically says, just try to breathe through it. Okay, those are the contractions that brings oxytocin, causes you to contract sooner and quicker and more intensely. So she's like, oh, man, said just try to breathe through it. She's trying to get, of course, if you're in that situation and you're in pain, you ain't nice. You know what I'm saying? So that part. So she finally, at some point, because Nitro comes in, they have their back and forth. They tell each other that they hate him. Whatever the situation is, he leaves, and then soon as he leaves, she gets the phone and texts De Niro. I mean, not calls De Niro. De Niro answers the phone. It's like, Kyra, is that you? She's like, yes. Because the next, after her and Nitro had their back and forth, then comes De Niro. And then he's like, I don't normally answer unknown calls, but today I got time, cuz. So he picks up and it's her. And so she tells him the whole, I mean, as much as she could in a short period of time. He said, I'm going to keep the phone on. Please try and track this. So he calls his computer genius friend that he knows to track the address. De Niro, grab the baby and the arm that I couldn't even put up a fight because I was getting weak. Oh, child, I'm reading into the next chapter. Ooh. So, yeah. In comes a very short part of De Niro after, they have those, she gets in touch with him. He says he calls the special computer genius to get the information so he's ready to go right now. He ain't stop and go. He's not collecting $200. He's going to get his woman. And he has his friend, computer genius, trace the call to an address. He do know that it's in Kentucky, but he wasn't sure it was in Bowling Green, Kentucky, wherever this phone is. And he was ready to go and get her. He was ready to go and get her. And let me see. Then comes De Niro's final commentary. This is when he was saying that he normally doesn't take calls that he doesn't know. Ooh, child. I kind of little blanked out because I'm looking at it. I guess this astral is really, really taking place. I'm sorry for this. That I cut this out of car. Okay, cut this part out because I was like, I got stuck. Is this weed? Oh no, that is the tequila. I got stuck for a moment there. Or don't cut this out, girl. Keep it in here. We are about authenticity. He tracks it down to a city and state, but his computer genius said, like, give me a little more time and I can narrow down an actual address. So after he gets off the phone with his computer genius Dex, he calls Turk and tells him, is it Turk or Lanes? he calls Kirk and said, I need you to go with me to go and get Kyra. He said, word? Do I need to bring ammunition? He's like, all of it. Okay. And he's like, cool, I'm at the crib. And that's pretty much ends chapter 16. So De Niro has going to pick up Kirk and his artillery and heading towards Kentucky, I guess, until he gets a full address. He's just gonna head towards Kentucky. I would, because he was love stickety stickety. Now the question is he gonna get there in time to save Kyra from a sure death? Okay. Will the baby be okay, being that they were inducing the labor by a nurse, not a doctor, but a nurse? Is the baby going to be okay? Will Nitram actually successfully kill or unalive Tierra? And can someone please take out take out Nitram? Take his out so that we can have a happy ending. But that's all the questions I have for you, because some things I do know, because I did take a peek at some of the chapters ahead. I just wanted to stop at 2 chapters and then go on to 17 and 18. I might have to do double chapters until it gets boring, and I feel like it's not going to get boring. So that's all I have for you. I will see you next time here on Bedtime Stories. Bye now.